Hello, my fellow griefers and trolls. Eric the Plague Doctor, 981YT here, and beekos. Welcome back to more Elder Scrolls Online, my favorite multiplayer game of all time. So in the last one, we defeated Nocturnal and completed Somerset, finally. So, we still have the Thieves Guild left to do, but I've been doing that off camera because I fucking hate how tedious and spaced out the Thieves Guild questline tends to be. So, the Thieves Guild, I'm doing that on my own time. And we will be starting up Elswyre. Now, Elswyre, I've already completed all of Elswyre on my main character, Belial. But we'll be doing it on here, and once we get all caught up with Northern and Southern Elswyre, we will begin Greymoor. And Greymoor will be done on my other characters so that we can unlock unique dialogue, with my main being a vampire and all. Anyway, let's talk to Nias, I think.
Excuse me. If I may be so bold, you match the description I was given? I have a message for you, if you're willing to accept it.
A message? For me?
More like a summons, really. Comes from Abnur Tharn, who once advised Emperor Varen of Cyrodiil. He wants to see you in Riverhold in Northern Elswyre. Said it involves the Kajiit Defense Force and a rage of dragons, if you can believe it.
I'll travel to Riverhold and see what Abnur Tharn wants. There's a dragon, a couple of dragons currently active. So yeah, the story starts with Northern Elswyre and then moves on to Southern.
No good can come of it.
But hey, we'll be fighting dragons. Dragons ain't no fooies. Ones in Skyrim. Fucking dragons in ESO were a bloody nightmare to fight. Come on, Tharn, show yourself. Okay, looks like he's in here.
Blaming Abnur Tharn will not end the dragon infestation, Khamira.
Ah, Vestige. How good of you to attend me. As I was saying to Lord Gareshri and Khamira, competent help remains at a premium in this remote province, which is why I sent for you. We must once more join forces to save Elswyre from a rage of dragons.
A rage of dragons?
So much better than flock or herd, don't you think? The Kajiit Defense Force isn't prepared to deal with a threat as big as dragons, especially since they were fighting to liberate Rimmen when the huge beasts arrived.
What do you mean, liberate Rimmen?
Stay focused. We'll deal with that later. Right now, we must assist the Defense Force. Rendezvous with us at their command post. On your way, however, I have another task for you. I detected a series of power surges that I want you to investigate.
Alright, tell me more about these surges of power.
I was formulating a spell to track the dragons when I noticed several surges of arcane energy not far from here. They reminded me of an old acquaintance. Has a way with portals. If it is him, I want you to secure his help against the dragons.
Do these surges of energy have something to do with the dragons?
Hard to say with certainty, but I don't believe so. They remind me of Sir Cadwell, who somehow opens portals with a power of similar intensity. Check the locations I marked on your map before you make your way to the defense camp.
I know Sir Cadwell.
Ah, yes, of course you do. He does get around. If Cadwell turns out to be the source of the power surges, learn what he's doing out there and ask if he will aid us against the dragons. For all his eccentricities, he has talents we can utilize.
You mentioned Lord Garishra and Khamira. Tell me more about
Lord
them.
Garesh Ree is the Speaker of the Main and the commander of the Northern Elswyre Defense Force. His aide, Khamira, serves as both a diplomat and a spy, though she would never call herself that. If you want to know more, feel free to ask them.
You mentioned the Kajiit were trying to liberate Rimmen.
My half-sister, Euraxia, conquered Rimmen and other parts of Northern Elswyre about 6 years ago. The Kajiiti Defense Force has slowly been taking back their province, but Rimmen is well fortified. And now, because of the dragons, things are worse.
What's the Kajiit Defense Force?
A militia drawn from the prides of Northern Elswyre. Garesh Ree, the Speaker of the Main, has taken command during this crisis. With Dominion troops busy fighting the Three Banners War, the Defense Force must deal with the Euraxians and the dragons.
Talk to Khamira.
Another outsider comes to Elswyre, as if we did not have enough problems between Abnur Tharn and the dragons. Ah, do not mind me. Great beasts rampaging through my homeland tends to put me in a foul mood.
So who are you?
I am Khamira. I assist the Speaker of the Main and serve as his agent. With both the usurper queen and the dragons ravaging Northern Elswyre, there is much for me to do. Too much, I fear. But I will persevere.
Tell me more about the dragons.
What can I tell you that you cannot guess? That these fearsome creatures of legend have returned to threaten Elswyre? That much is obvious. Damn it. This is all Abnur Tharn's fault. Dark Moons, take him!
What do you mean it's his fault?
That arrogant Imperial! For an advisor to emperors and a renowned battle mage, he demonstrates a disturbing lack of caution. It was Abnur Tharn who entered the halls of Colossus and released the dragons. He says that was not his intention, but...
You don't believe it.
What do my beliefs matter? Dragons have come to Elswyre, destroying everything I hold dear. As the Moon Singers say, the path to oblivion is paved in good intentions. So, damn Abnur Tharn. Damn him for unleashing this terror upon us.
You're responding to Abnur Tharn's letter, one of the promising adventurers. I hope you can help us. But where are my manners? Welcome to Riverhold and the province of Northern Elswyre, also known as Anequina. I am the Speaker of the Main.
Is the main here?
No. Matters in other parts of Elswyre occupy the Main right now. That is why I am here. I originally arrived to take charge of the Northern Elswyre Defense Force. Efforts to expel the usurper Euraxia Tharn were well underway when the dragons appeared.
Tell me more about Euraxia.
A few years ago, Abnur Tharn's half-sister conquered Rimmen and parts of Northern Elswyre. We recently liberated Riverhold and were about to do the same for Rimmen when the dragons spread across the land. It's almost as if they came to her aid.
What can I do to help?
Talk to Abnur Tharn. He has agreed to serve as my advisor, a role he knows well from his years standing beside the Ruby Throne. His strategies and tactics for use against the dragons sound outrageous, but he knows what he is doing.
Give me a minute, guys.
Greetings, Walker. Have you a moment to speak?
Alright, my apologies. Doctor's office called and needed to take that. Let's see. I had another one here. Foul-smelling sap. Turkey leg. Interesting. Who the fuck leaves a perfectly good turkey leg out and about is my question.
No, Azazi. Never touch a Daedric monster, especially a dead one.
Don't be such a nervous Nage. The dead can't hurt us. But where do you think it came from?
It stinks of Cold Harbor.
Necromancers.
Perhaps one of
Don't
the
touch
usurper
the dead
queen's
thing!
last
They do not me. Like I don't know how to handle a Daedric corpse. I wonder what killed it, though. Maybe it ran afoul of a dragon.
I saw you, traveler. Why do all outsiders insist on acting suspiciously? I watched you go from location to location, just like the man with the pot on his head. Are you one of the soldiers intent on digging up every plot of land? Or are you simply a deviant who enjoys skulking and slinking in the wilderness?
What man with the pot on his head?
Do not play innocent with me, stranger. You must be working with that pale, gaunt fool with the ridiculous mustache. Why else would you be visiting the same places that he did? Unless... Are you an agent of the Usurper Queen?
The Usurper Queen?
Euraxia, the hated Imperial who conquered Rimmen and falsely claimed to be its queen. Do not feign ignorance, outsider. I had just about enough of that when I talked to the man with the pot on his head.
Where did the man with the pot on his head go?
You sound as confused as he was. Kept talking to his pet lizard bird like he expected it to answer. The last I saw, he headed east. I suppose you'll find him in that direction, and south of Riverhold. Just stop skulking around.
Just go find the man with the pot on his head. Alright, well, we get to revisit Cadwell, and I'm looking forward to that. To be honest, not really, because his story in Elswyre is really sad.
uncanny. It looks just like that lovely place I dreamed of. Must be why my portals led me here. Eventually. Ah, hello there. Good to see you again, old chum. Have you come to pay your respects too? It was the strangest thing. I dreamed I was looking at this very gravestone, so here I came, and there it is, all solid and everything.
Is that gravestone important?
Important? I have no idea. I suppose it must be. I saw it in a dream, after all. Or was it a vision? I get those two confused. Anyway, I felt a sort of pull and stepped through a door, and then pish-posh, honours a bantam gua, and here I am.
Abnur Tharn sent me to check on surges of power he detected.
Tharn, you say, the grumpy battle mage. How is the old boy? The surges were probably just me. My portal took a few tries before we honed in on this exact location. Now, why don't you take a look at the gravestone and see what you make of it,
What happened at the other sites you visited before you found this gravestone?
Well, it took a few tries to find the exact spot I saw in my dream. A number of frightfully rude lads and lasses occupied the first location I visited, demanded my surrender, if you can imagine such a thing. Naturally, I gave them the old heave-ho.
I saw that Bantam Guar rummaging around in a foul-smelling sack at one side.
Foul-smelling? I'll have you know that was my lunch. Can't believe I lost it. And if by Bantam Guar you mean my faithful steed, Honor, well, he's always getting into my foodstuffs. Has the appetite of a mammoth and the cunning of a fox, that one.
And did you also dispatch the Ogrim I found on one of the sites?
Dispatch? Why would I do such a terrible thing? I adore those adorable pudge buckets. Alas, Grook was standing a little too close when I opened my portal. Poor thing fell in and took a nasty spill. When the neck bone snaps, it makes an awful sound.
Here lies the head of the betrayer whose name has been stricken from history. May the pieces of his dismembered body remain hidden until Joan and Jode fell from the sky.
Were the words the same for you? Sometimes written language likes to confuse me. Words change and switch places. Very annoying. Anyway, the gravestone mentions the betrayer. Sounds like a dastardly chap. Wonder if I ever met him.
Why do you think you dreamed about this gravestone?
I don't have the slightest idea. The words inscribed upon it conjure up all kinds of questions, though. Who is this betrayer? Whom did he betray? Why did they bury only his head? And where did they put the rest of the poor fellow? I don't have a clue.
Abnur Tharn said that if I found you, I should ask if you'll help us with the dragon problem.
Dragons? I haven't battled a dragon since... You know, I can't remember, but I'm certain I fought one or two in my day. I was a gallant knight, after all. Of course I'll help. I'll just need to do a little more digging into this dream thing first.
Then we'll see you soon.
Did you hear that, my trusty shovel? Dragons and mysterious graves. It's just like old times.
The dragon returns!
Get down!
Take
I'll deal with
cover!
this. Oh, now you show up. Left me to deal with a dragon all by myself. It's a good thing I'm Abnur Tharn and not, well, some lesser mage.
You defeated a dragon?
I discouraged it. But not before it laid waste to most of the camp. We arrived to find the outpost being overrun by undead. Then the dragon attacked. I did what I could. I fear it wasn't enough. What about the power surges? Did you learn anything?
You were right, it was Cadwell. He was drawn to an old grave of someone called the Betrayer.
The Betrayer? There's a betrayer mentioned in the legends of Kunzari. It seems those stories continue to hound me. No matter. We can deal with that later. Right now, I want to know about Cadwell. Has he agreed to lend us his support?
Cadwell agreed to help, but you should know he's been having some strange dreams.
That doesn't surprise me. Cadwell and Strange go together like hot bread and butter. I need to recover my strength. Driving off that dragon took a lot out of me. Why don't you go help Khamira while I keep watch in case the great beast returns?
You mentioned the legends of Kunzari.
Kunzari, hero of the Merethic era. Most of the legends are unbelievable, though the Kajiit moon singers guard the secret history. Their tales led me to the halls of Colossus. But let's save this for a less dangerous time. Tell me about Cadwell.
Damn us for arriving too late. I did not expect to find our militia under assault by a horde of undead, and then the dragon. Oh, it tangles the tail, Vokar, it truly does.
What can I do to
The
help?
militia was already depleted from the fight to liberate Riverhold, but we were determined to press on toward Rimmen. Between the undead and the dragon, though, we can barely hold this portion of the outpost. Retreat is not an option. Not yet.
Why can't you order the retreat?
Our resistance to Euraxia's rule requires more than just soldiers. There are intelligence reports, safe house locations, lists of supporters, documents we cannot afford to lose. Search the ruined camp and locate the documents, Walker.
Are these documents really that important?
They are vital to our efforts to free Rimmen from Euraxia's rule. And if her forces acquire them, those who help us will be exposed. Recover the documents from mail sacks in the camp and get them to Captain Nalado. Then meet us to the south.
I'll find the documents. Captain Nalado. Strange name. down, one to go.
If you're so fascinated by the dead, why don't you join them?
Tuh.
This one doesn't know you, but at least you aren't a walking corpse. This one must ask, why are you here?
I'm Ojel Greel. Khamira asked me to recover these documents and give them to
Right,
you.
moons! This one thought these were lost forever. You saved many lives at great risk to your own walker. You have Nalado's respect. This one will guard these documents with her life.
Who did you just kill?
That was one of Euraxia, the usurper queen's pet necromancer. His undead devastated our troops, so this one took pleasure in ending his existence. Now, Nalado must return to Riverhold and consult with Garashri. We must find a way to go on.
How long has Euraxia been employing necromancers?
Euraxia's chief necromancer, Zumag Fum, has been with her for some time, but our intelligence suggests his followers have only recently rallied to her side. Find Abnur Tharn and Khamira. Tell them to meet us in Riverhold.
I'll find Abnur Tharn and pass along the message.
I've spotted dragons circling in the distance from time to time, but it doesn't look like the winged monster that attacked the camp will return today. Was your hunt successful? Did you recover the documents that Khamira sought?
I found the documents and gave them to Naladu. She went to Riverhold to confer with Garashri.
I must join them there. The Kajiit forces have been decimated by this attack. It will take every strategy I can devise to help Garashri prevent the collapse of his militia. The appearance of so many undead, though, that concerns me.
Naladu said Euraxia's chief necromancer, Zumog Foom, recently brought his followers to Elswyre.
Yes, I read the reports. Zumog Foom and his necromancers working for my despicable half-sister. Such magic leaves behind a miasma of stench and decay. It leads to the mountains to the west, but I can't pinpoint an exact location.
I can track down the source of the necromantic
Good
power.
idea. Dragons are bad enough, but undead tend to go on without end. Better to deal with them now, before Euraxia's power becomes more than we can contain.
Is this the first time a dragon has aided Euraxia's forces?
In such a direct manner? Yes, as far as we know. It could have been coincidence, but the attack felt designed to hit us when it would do the most damage. I wanted to send Khamira with you to find the source, but I have no idea where she's gone.
I'll track down the source of the undead in the western mountains, and keep an eye out for Khamira.
Find the source of this army of undead. And if you see Khamira, send her back to Riverhold. She's as reckless as she is capable, which is a dangerous combination. I'll make my way back as well. After all, Goresh-Ri would be lost without me.
Khamira didn't say where she was going.
In case you haven't noticed, we two don't always see eye to eye. She can be impetuous and obstinate, truth be told. Khamira gathered a handful of soldiers and took off to the west. If you run into her, send her back to Riverhold.
Now, playing through this as a necromancer the first time was really interesting, not gonna lie. It was interesting, and you got I got a little bit of unique dialogue. From Abnur Tharn and a couple other characters, if I remember right. Shit, this is way out here. Right, it looks like we're almost there.
What do you want?
I did not expect to see you in this desolate place, Walker. Did Captain Nalado send you? Or have you come to join us as we hunt the dragon that killed so many of our warriors?
Neither. Abnur Tharn sent me to find the source of the undead that attacked the outpost.
Then our missions coincide. We can work together to destroy the undead and slay the dragon. It will be glorious. When we finish with the hunting and the slaying, we can report our success to Lord Gareshri.
Abnur Tharn said you should return to Riverhold.
I do not take orders from that old battle mage. Besides, the blood of Kajiit warriors cries for vengeance. To disregard that cry, that is not a shame I can bear. No, I must do this. I must strike back and show my people that hope survives.
Powerful words, but it sounds risky.
The worthy life is full of risk, Walker. I assumed you knew that, given what you do. I will tell you a secret, though. Before my parents died, they gave me a pendant. As long as I wear it, Jode watches over me, provides his protection.
You have a pendant that's connected to Jode?
To Jode, yes, but also to my family and heritage. I suppose you could call it an heirloom. It helps me in my role as agent for Lord Gareshri, and that is all I will say about it. Now, let us go inside and find the necromancer and the dragon. With me! Stay close. We will hunt these necromancers down and end this dragon. The path splits here. We will go right. Walker, you stay left. Moons guide us.